Knock, knock. Who's there? Not me. My neighbors. I actively started. I'm just dreading the painful process of computer work desk relocating. So, knock, knock. Actually, oh, my headset is also shit out of battery. You get to use this, and it's just not good enough. But anyway, before I can start with knock, knock, like my carpenter neighbors are already starting their workday. I'm just dreading computer relocating. It's the last thing. I need a fucking charisma buff here. And to be honest, I'm gonna tune my screaming harp. What was the... in Baldur's Gate, what was the... in Act 3 you get to like this tavern? What? It's also something with harp. But whatever. Oh. It's everywhere. Before I can start with the hard part of I am not an IT inclined. I don't want to build a computer. It's the worst stressful thing to methodically. I need to start with not vicious mockery. But we need to make this tonality that I can make myself a charisma buff. Alright. Yes, the sound is there at least. It seems like a much easier job to actually help a screaming harp than start like taking down a computer, putting it up again. Sounds like a lot of technical and methodical work, and that is the worst, most stressful, and the last part. Oh, that is left. I just need to find my... Ooh, there it is. We need a tune up. Knock, knock. Who's there? My neighbors. Is it okay if I play ocarina now? So I can teach myself to play ocarina again, because I was good at it. But now, it's like... It's long since gone into pure mystery. I don't think I have my... Where did I put it? I always have it in my purse or something. For some reason. Alright. Let's see. Is there some charisma buffs coming to save me? I can't use the carpenters up there. Maybe I should ask them. Maybe I should use the same strategic way. This harp sounds like it's screaming. Just help, but girl in need. Oh, I'm just inclined to be very much procrastinating, the worst part. Just do it. Get it done. We need some... some bravery first. I've been very bad actually, both singing and using my instruments lately, which is not good. Because I don't choose to do that, it just pours out of me whenever it's just... Yep. Let's tune on the radio. It's been sitting beside the window, so it's been very cold, and it's been like the sun is coming back, which is very nice. Like, it feels like, oh, the sun, I haven't seen that in like forever. Hello, good morning, or if it's morning there. The carpenters upstairs just magically stopped knocking. Knock, knock, who's there? A screaming harp. Maybe I can ask them to come remove my computer. Yeah, it's morning there. How early is it, and where do you live? Like, here it is 10:06, and carpenters are wild at work, and I'm just procrastinating, lost in the sense of removing my work desk. A small country called Tunisia. I'm from northern Norway, like Tromsø. We have penguins and polar bears and maybe a tourist here and there. No, we don't. But it's just now it's starting to come, like the sun is coming back, so it's very nice to go outside, but still cold though. And I have not been using my instruments a lot lately, and that is like, this harp hasn't screamed for mercy since I like bought it. But yeah, that is not okay. Let's try to see if we can make a charisma buff appear. See. So what I usually stream, well, if we get like even more dreadful inclined to like just have to kick some asshole, we could always just kick Lucas' asshole in Resident Evil 7. So I kind of want to do that, but kind of want to do that when I have moved my computer setup, and then I'm in between. I hate taking down like technical computer parts and then putting them up again. I don't like building computer technical things. Yeah, I have like an uncle that is like obsessed with like just how does this work, and then just like taking apart everything he has. See, I haven't even signed. Like, it's a long time since I actually sang a lot, which also is weird. Say hello to the carpenters. I'm inclined to like scream like my heart. Help, a girl from Boy Tasks. I was about to give you a makeup challenge, but I don't know if you don't. Well, try me. What makeup challenge? Like, at least it's if it's not hair. Like, I'm bad at hair, but yeah, makeup challenge. Sure. Could put it in my channel points if that actually is something, because I'm kind of inclined to find out what can I put into my channel points, because when I move my setup I get the stage area, so I can be a bit more peppered on stream, and you can get that directing. Could you try to stand on your hands? Can you stand upside down, this inside up, like just be a monkey, to go from this cute look into a whole guy look using anything you have, makeup, clothes, and then no. stream like that while sing character. Well, if I could do that when I had moved my computer, yes, and I knew exactly what I would go for, I would just go for a Chozo. Yuji! Yes, Chozo. Then I could do it. But yeah, like, I kind of am like this damsel in distress. I just want the carpenters to come move my computer so I don't have to be lazy. But yeah, I have to. But yeah, maybe afterwards. But yeah, like doing exactly what you do ask me to. That is like why I'm actually moving workstation and making a stage area, because I kind of want to be like, can you try to roller skate upside down, inside out, here and there and everywhere? And I just need a stage area like a black box thing to be a weird person. And that sense, yes, I could do that, but I have to be a bit more done with the boring task. See. But what I usually stream is games. Not my carpenters upstairs. I do have some talk streams. Sometimes I just stream out of the blue. Sometimes I stream like usually it is like just gaming, and kind of feel inclined to go back to Silent Hill F. I just have to buy Hinako clothes. I need to be Hinako when I go hardcore mode on that game, since I already have played it. And then I kind of want to go back to Silent Hill 2 again. So yeah. What do you look for in streaming content? Do you have any ideas? And yeah, like I kind of want to. Yeah, I play on PC. So I kind of want to just, when I move my computer, my whole idea is to just like, okay, we need more movability. We need more like in theater. I'm kind of like masochistically inclined to be. I like it when the director is like harassing me into like play, and I don't see what that cannot be something we could use channel points for. Like, can you just do something like this, and I can test if I actually can do it? And that is actually kind of fun, at least in the theater. And yeah, to build myself a stage here. I don't have that much space as a theater, but I don't need that much space. I feel that can actually be a challenge too. Can you try to run in a circle? And then doing that in like a silly way. Like what was that stupid game that was like similar to getting over it? Oh no, is my bots going insane now again? Like my bot has no respect for my chat settings, which is like, you don't get to censor. And they censor people. Huh. The audacity. I need to get the whip, so I get away with the zoo. And I've been working a lot, like a lot of just moving my stuff, because I need to have more work area. And then I have all too much fucking time to hate doing the procrastinating time to actually be very creative, to have a lot of business plans. I'm just waiting to my desk magically just appearing on the other side of that boring task. It's just whining. And while my neighbors are wildly at work, I am still calling for charisma. See, the tonality is not inclined to be. I could never do that actually with just my voice. I had to, like, I have relative pitch, so I have to have. But then when I did the Prima Vista, I did it perfectly. I just need the first. So if if you have perfect pitch, you can hear, like in your head, CD, like you can hear all the notes from just like you learned that from an early age. But I learned it when I used Ronya in grown up. When I just wanted to do it anyway. It was my dream and I did it. And relative pitch is actually what most people have. I like to play Marvel Rivals, Fortnite. I do play some Fortnite. Valorant I haven't tried. Story games. I like story games. Like all I am doing this for was actually because I love storytelling to the point I get lost in the stories. I just like. Have you heard the full monologue of To Be or Not to Be? I'm kind of inclined to be in that territory of what that monologue is actually about. But very few people actually know what it is about. Like they know to be or not to be. That is the question. But what's the question? You heard of it, yeah? Most people have. The question is actually something that is usually censored in nowadays everywhere. Even the best. The other day I saw the word being censored. It is questioning. Do you want me to read it to you? I will butcher it for sure. But it's one of my favorite monologues and it's so overlooked. So I don't have the teleprompter. I don't have anything put into my mind to remember this out of... but yeah. To put down a computer and put it up again. That is the question. No, it's not. That is just sheer fucking laziness. And the last thing, and then I'm done. I'm moving. And it's just... Where did that come off? Oh. To be or not to be? What the fuck is the question? To be or not to be? Like a lot of people play with it. Because it's so used. To be or not to be? But it's really actually a very existential and very profound. It's not so morbid as it might sound. But yeah, let me butcher some Shakespeare in the morning while we're at it. Tonality be damned. To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing them, to die, to sleep, no more, and by sleep, to say we end the heartache and 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to, this consummation, devoutly to be wished, to die, to sleep, chance to dream. Yea, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come? When we have shuffled over this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect. Knock, knock. That makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorn of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, and the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, and the insolence of office, and the spurs that patient merits thwart he takes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin, who would feathers bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dead of something after death. The undiscovered county, from whose bone no traveller return, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have, than fly to others that we know not of. Thus conscience does make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue resolution is sickled o'er with the pale cast thought, and enterprises of great pitch and moment. With this regard, the currents turn awry, and those that name of action soft you now, and lose, and I'm butchering over breakfast. Breakfast? The fair Ophelia, nymph, in thy horizons, be all my sins remembered, is actually a question of to be or not to be, to live or not to live, in a suicidal way, but not in a morbid way that he actually wants to die, kind of, maybe, I don't know, but he kind of puzzles over it, in a like human condition. Everybody does it. Like a lot of people that I hear in my DMs and like talks to me over stream often is in like philosophy territory. This is a very I have lost my tonality fork. No, I'm inclined to just. Right, we have to go to ocarina time then. No. We always ask ourselves what we do not know. And yeah, of course, I butcher it. But breakfast, that actually is one of my favorite monologues, but to do it justice, you have to have more momentum, more like, yeah, you need to have practice it in, because it is inclined to be very much a lot of like, I get a lot of poetry from a lot of people here, and a lot of like philosophy and a lot of existentialism, and it's just inclined to be the human condition, which is actually, it's not so suicidal as it actually is just questioning what is the reason for mortal madness. Nice reading voice, but thank you. Well, to the degree I'm actually doing Shakespeare dishonorably, horribly, I'm still saying thank you. Like, I have no capacity of, you have to have some fright when you take another artist's work in your radio output. Do it justice or shut the fuck up. And that was when I was doing, like, especially when I was doing opera, classical music. But then I fell in love with the silly, stupid things that happen on stage, like in theater. Like, people can throw up on the stage and you can have it just adhere to some, what the fuck, we can play with that. So it's a lot of play. You can play with Hamlet and like Shakespeare too. To be or not to be? That is the question. That is the question. That is the question. You see a lot of like power. That is the question. Well, to bear. Thus conscious does make cowards of us all, as we wait to remove our work desk out of. I can just do it. Be done with it, but that would be like reasonable and not in tune with like, I just dread the task. So how are you going to do that make a challenge? Do you have any ideas? Well, I do actually. Before I got inclined to be asked if I could actually watch anime. Oh, hello. Oh, thank you. I'm so sorry. Again, my bugs with Streamlabs or OBS or something in between and in between that is not giving me like alerts when somebody's following, but I'm very, very thankful. And that is also something I'm brutally Mortal Kombat KOing. First, planning. This moving situation ends today. So, in that regard, to call in some bravery, we need to start with some, not vicious mockery, but maybe we should just put on some music. I wanted to play, I'm gonna show the, actually, the picture I was talking about. I wanted to play Baldur's Gate last night, just to be met with like everything reset and just being buggy to the point I was just vibing downwards. And yeah. But yeah, I had this real life moment with having the authentic, like I hate remodeling, so it's really like ugh. And then my friend just like gave me the authentic moment to say, "This is a gift," you know, which is one of my favorite quotes from Starion. And then it just like gave me like the bots and the technology just raged war to January is now written off. We are going for new planning for February, and if January comes along, then January be damned. I'm KOing it before the 31st because we can't have another, like, I am very, very bad at actually rescheduling and not adhering to my planning to a degree. Part of me was very good at it, but yeah, if I do reschedule, I have to like put my head to like, wait a moment, let me think, and it like gives me like this moment of no, wait, hey, wrong, and so I hate doing that. So I have had too much delays. This January has been slowly taking away patience from me. So now February does not get any patience. It gets like strategy put into use, put into work, and no more fucking rescheduling because I can't take it anymore. That is also why I'm doing this. Today it ends with the movie situation. It is over. To the point, I'm going full brutal Mortal Kombat voice. Just need to get into it. Oh. I might not have found the picture, but I did found a weird picture of me actually in my theater group doing a weird thing out of nowhere. And I haven't heard from them like forever. Maybe I should actually hear they are alive after January was like raging war with every capacity. It has taken too much out of my time to be excused. I have a lot of creative work to do, and if I'm tortured to the point I'm having to reschedule and then do the horrible remodeling work where I just like, oh, I hate this, and Feng Shui doesn't do it any justice because Feng Shui is madness. It's okay until it actually tells you how, like, it's okay when you think about how it like talks about how you move furniture around doors and windows, but then it starts to talk about how your staircases are inclined to be too much northwest and too many plural things around that to be actually, it's just spouting madness. But I cannot. I can try to find it and see if actually somebody can find reason in it, but it's one of my favorite joke books because it's inclined to be, if you have plural of this specific item around your toilets, and if northbound, you are inviting divorce in your future time. Like, it's just like mad, weird thing. Like, what the fuck? But the windows and everything and doors, that makes sense until you're just like, what the fuck is the rest thing? And yeah, this was just my... I love Chozo. I have to make a fucking Jerry Chozo. And now I have like people asking me to watch anime. Perfect! Can I do it like Chozo? But yeah, that is how far... Oh, that is the longest chat rules I've ever seen. Yeah, I don't want any fucking... Like, don't be scared of being honest, because that is some of the biggest gifts. In my favorite game, Silent Hill 2, one of the biggest moments from that playthrough was somebody coming and saying, I don't like it. And they were all in my mind, like, I was thinking about it, and yeah, they were perfectly right. That was one of my favorite moments. So if people just cannot be censoring themselves and just be honest, that is a gift of perspective. So I can see things from different views that I haven't thought about before somebody comes and say, I don't agree. And I'm not like wanting to have the right last word. I actually I haven't thought about that. So yeah, that is why I'm like, don't, like, unless the platform disagrees with censorship, kind of like to have no censorship. Like studying art, if you censor art, art stops functioning. It's not art. You can't press it into a frame because then the individual disappears. All that is individual is the people here. So yeah, everybody, free speech is a thing. I do want to actually hear my viewpoints being questioned or put into new perspectives. So yeah, that is why I had like the straight normal ways of having like just be kind and everything. Self-explanatory. If somebody like just hateful, either you get like neglected or you just get overlooked or you just disappear. But yeah, it's not so interesting as when somebody actually is inclined to actually, I don't agree with you, and then you get to actually think about something in the shape it can, like in storytelling ways, it gives me a lot of new ways to actually, I haven't seen it from that perspective. And then it was like, in that moment that somebody disagreed with me in Silent Hill 2, they just told me, I think the game is too cruel. So I just, yeah. And it's based upon trauma, which is perfectly inclined. It's the original incarnation of trauma. It's cruelty. So yeah, they were perfectly right. I just hadn't thought about the elementary point because you can get a bit lost in like the way the visual representation is just artistically up to the point. It's so inclined to be my favorite like franchise out of how they portray monsters, psychologically inclined to who the antagonist is. Even in like Silent Hill 4, we actually have just this one monster that is kind of different from the other ones that is actually talking about. And I'm gonna spoil how traumatizing his birth was. Just put into a visual monster. Like that is psychological horror put to the point of, I love it. But yeah. Right now we are also doing Resident Evil. So in that degree, Resident Evil is a bit more not on that scale, like artistically, psychologically inclined to show you how we are in their heads. It's more Lucas is the biggest asshole, and we just killed the freaky bug lady just to have a lot of bugs in her dress. What the fuck are they doing up there? The fuck is that too? I don't know if you can hear this. This sounds like you're at a dentist. But yeah, I thought it was good to have some specific, like, don't censor yourself. Be honest. Be yourself. And just be authentic because that's a gift. Of course, normal decency comes into it, but yeah, that's self-explanatory. I don't think actually that is something you need to say. Most people know it, and in the case it doesn't, it's like I haven't even had one. Like I haven't even had any hate since I started like social media marketing. In this case of actually doing it, I haven't had a hate comment. I have a lot of people share the most vulnerable parts of their poetry, and I'm just very much inclined to just whoa, I have 2 ears, I want to listen. And then it is a gift, which is my favorite quote. So overlooked in Baldur's Gate, but it is also what he says when he gets his reward. This is a gift, And bugs is not a gift. So yeah. And neither is when the bots I entered into my stream and thought they were okay, and how the fucking ads doesn't want to be in my control. I want to use you as brakes, not as inclination to be just here I am, straight in your face. Can't we just use it to something useful? If I'm ever going to take a break, then that is a good time to just 3 minutes. And not just you have these. I talked about it yesterday. It's on your what is it, panels or something that you can have just statically around like an ad, and not in your face suddenly from nowhere, and I have to slumber them and get them into my control. But they have bettered it. It's just that can't we just use usefulness, quality over quantity? I want control of how they work, so they don't end up being roadkill or ending somebody losing the thread of what happened. So we can actually control it a bit better. It is it doesn't interfere when it's high activity, but I want control. I am the captain, and I want to be telling it no when it doesn't get to interrupt. But yeah, in that sense, I'm still struggling with a lot of the bugs of whatever. It didn't reset this time. I actually entered stream, but when I entered stream yesterday, it just reset every fucking overlay, gave me new overlays, and it's something in between Streamlabs, OBS, and an update or whatever, and I haven't found the reason, but it didn't happen this time. But yeah, basically, there's no rules. Just be yourself and authentic, and don't be scared to share. There's no thing that is only my fucking bots fucking censored people to the point that was illegal. Nightbot was threading on people, and I didn't hear what they wanted to tell me, and that was a vibe down too much. Fucking hell. Have this fucking thing become so... I had a string that went like this, and I had to fix it. Immediately when I had tuned it, it just wasn't stuck enough. That's a G. Why do I have that song in my head? It's not an E. Oh, this is a bad tune. because it needs louder weaponry. It's no weaponry. This is not a G, it's a D. My favorite scale to play ever. No pun intended, is D minor. No pun intended, please. Like, I like the sound it makes. It's like always. And when I was sitting down in front of a piano or anything, I always play minor D just out of like I don't think, it just happens. And it has nothing to do with minor Ds. Like that sounds like a felony, but it's just like minor scale. That is too loud. There we go. No. We are not the Dragonborn. We are. That is just wrong. I always struggle with these lower ones. They are never stuck enough. I need to find my other tool and just knock them back. I think they are actually too loose. Didn't I have an ocarina? I thought I did. I have to check. Ocarina. No, but I do have. Like these books. When I was a nerd, I meditated through budgeting. Can you believe what an outrageous dork? But in that sense, I did do my notes justice, so I actually can use them in my work now. We are making strategy, marketable strategy, and no ocarina was ever found near me. I just mess myself into like, where am I? I need a map. It's dangerous to go alone. I hate remodeling. I always get lost and need somebody to find me. Where the fuck am I? And that is inclined to be where I torture myself to be very creatively trying to be done with this moving, and then that I have actually found some areas that I am inclined to actually be unseeing, like a marketable, business perspective. There is a lot of scammers out there. I have learned myself from sheer brutality. I know I want to do myself to be qualitative to the point I actually can now not scam but give, like, teach people the simplest of the simplest things that people like take outrageously high prices for nothing more than just scam people. But I'm not stupid. I actually am not stupid when it comes, but I'm also in the process of actually, this is where we have to start collaborating, because I'm starting to need two things. I want to find a D&D group, and we have to find somebody to collaborate with, because we're starting to get to that territory where we are branching into that. I have just moved, put up, remove bugs, KOing shit, and make things clean. And then the quality is ready to be collaborating, networking, everything there. So in that regard, actually, starting networking is where do we start? Everywhere. Coffee right out of that cold ice. coffee right out of. This is just no charisma buff, no bard buff. Gonna sing a song. If you're happy and you know it can help your feelings. No. If you're unhappy with removing your own computer setup and putting down in a hand, yeah, just get out and just do it. Just do it. But I don't know. I wanted to do it magically. Oh. Bippity boopity bappity boo. Isn't that a song when somebody is actually like a witch cleaning? The bippity bappity bippity boo. Something Disney's. Something Disney's. That sounds like Disney princess territory. And yeah, in their regards, I have played Ursula on stage. Like, unfortunate souls that have to completely take down the computer, put it up again. It's the last stage. Can I call somebody? Can we, like, can I call a friend? I don't want to do that. I want to avoid it till it does itself. It doesn't. I'm gonna eat pineapple. Try to look for my ocarina. Then if you're happy and you know, clap your hands. I'll sing a song. Akira Yamaoka came out with a new album to that movie that I haven't seen and won't see because it was Silent Hill 2 that was in the movie theme, but it was like botched to the point it didn't make sense. It didn't. But Akira Yamaoka is always the genius behind Silent Hill, atmospheres, and everything. Mozart in psychological horror games. One of my favorite composers ever. Yeah. Actually, composers ever. Because it just makes sound atmosphere. He has his own way with it. And so that was a gift. The movie. I'd rather play the game than see it failed by people who couldn't represent it honorably. Like I just butchered. I shouldn't speak. I just butchered fucking Shakespeare. But yeah, when you make something from other artists, make sure you aren't the one that actually makes yourself the artist. Your channel, at best. Honor the art that you incline of actually making a movie. You must like it to some degree. You aren't like just hired to do that. You have to actually accept, and then you have to do the work, and then you take like your own ways around it. So the way I just like, you are making it your own. I don't like that. I refuse it. I was trying to look for a certain specific monster. Because it's one of my favorite monsters. It's not a monster, it's a dragon. And it's just a silly dragon. And one of these, it's a fairy dragon. But yeah, at the same time, I just wanted to actually try to find a chemistry with a group of D&D to actually, yeah. That also is networking that takes time. And then I have like all these characters I think could be like fun. But you need a fucking group to play D&D with. Yeah. So fairy dragons is really mischievous creatures. And they eat donuts if I don't remember wrong. So since I can't get my harp without actually hammering my strings, and it hurts with my hands, let's try to find some lure. Or at least some pineapple. Look for my ocarina. See if I can play. Like these nails was not made. These nails were made for not working, and that's just not what they do. These nails was gonna scratch all over you. They're horrible to have like on a keyboard, like typing and stuff. Horribly. Very, 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 very. Like with this, it's just impractical to the point. If I was in university, holy smokes, I would take a lot of. But then again, I can't. I need nails. These nails were made for looking. And actually, when I was in the hospital, the audacity to try to strip me from my nails in the operational suite, I made them. No. You get to put that thing that you put on my finger on my earlobe, and it worked. Thank God. They want to cut my nails, yes. They don't cut. They are plastic. They are not. You have to actually. You can't cut them. You have to actually. Like they do upstairs. So that would have been painful. Not just aesthetically. But yeah, in the operational suite, you have to take off all your jewelry, everything, and you're just like, yeah. Let me have some respect. There's the respect or something. Let's find something to listen to. These nails were made for typing errors, and that's what they'll do. These nails was not made for practical use at all. Oh Lord, that is a thumbnail to be saved from. YouTube is very bad at giving me the worst thumbnails in the world. Oh Lord, do I look inclined to be like thinking about feng shui? Maybe. Let's fix that. But yeah, thumbnails. If you are gonna do that on YouTube, YouTube is different from, it's a different kind of vibe than Twitch. And yeah, it takes another point of SEO to the point. Here's also something I'm actually branching out into, and I'm gonna find a better way of actually updating this and having it like here it is. Because a lot of me can actually be inclined to give, not psychologically, but coaching, both when it comes to business and stuff that I see like being like a lot in my DMs starting here. A lot of people are like, well, if I didn't know shit and didn't have business mindset, yeah, maybe I would be inclined to say, it's so much work, help me, and somebody would just be, yeah, let me help you. There's two way out of a business deal. It's the short straw and the long straw. There's no symbiotic collaboration there, unless you are in a networking situation with a troupe or a friend group. That is actually like theater is a good point. You have to be inclined to Like, you have to be wildly honest, and you have to have all the volumes and emotional inclination to hate and rage, and then trust that they won't like take it to the degree. Enemy territory and psychological warfare starts. No, that's uncensored territory and tortured to the point you have to trust that they can tolerate it. That is how HR in business perspective fails. And HR should actually take some theater like improvisational classes, just because they don't know how communication works at all. It is failing. I have had HR professors, and I have questioned them to the point they say, I don't know. They just want you to do silly stuff together with people too early in the morning to actually be anything less than just like, yeah, we are doing this, and this is just like a norm, a social norm that people, let's clap hands together and be fucking here. No fucking business culture was grown upon that. That was just making people show up for just like collectively hating the way that is like kindergarten stupid. There is better ways to attack business culture than let's be very, very, very fucking dumb. And the only one connecting when it actually HR is just attacking bad culture in business is they make the culture between people hating being in these classes. Let's hold hands together and be fucking present. Mod of chef fucking struggling with HR being like, let's do silly stuff that is supposed to make us come together and have a no. The only thing it grows is like, fuck the HR department, they made us show up for this, and then they can grow their horrible culture. If they made something actually good, yeah, HR could actually have a good communicational role. They should take some drama classes. Have some fucking trauma. So you have 12 hours in, sitting there and having had raged down people you have to trust. So you can have all volumes. Then you can say, I feel like this works better now because we ventilated. Now it feels less inclined to be like bad business culture is preyed upon. Bad HR. But yeah, in that degree, YouTube is a different genre, and I haven't started to actually go into how it is totally like, I haven't put myself totally into how the estranging from SEO keywords, everything, and how you are like trying to like use all that differently and totally differently than Twitch is like a lot easier, straightforward. You have to put like a lot of standardization into you have to have everything, every bio, and you have to do it into like a trend, and you have to test that trend on a different analytics. It's a totally different world. But yeah, I haven't started on that. But we're getting there. We're getting there. It's just YouTube is a bit neglected. It's multi-streamed there, but it's not really in the focal point. But it is in my planning. And yeah, I do want to like, it does give some platform areas that is very, very good. Like, not just inclined for having like VODs stay there and be there and not disappear over time, but also the way it actually can give a lot of like I haven't seen so close on it, but causes everything like you can this. The only thing I don't like is the shorts and the extreme high. Like you have to have so many shorts, or you have to have like so many followers. It takes time to focus on it. So one thing at a time. But a lot right now is not one thing at a time. I have too many ideas, too many creative like this. We are branching out in every direction, and it's not voluntarily. But yeah, I see. Yeah, market. Yeah, do ah, and then there is like just do the work. A lot of the work that is harder to actually set into motion is actually finding collaboration, networking, that is taking its sweet time to find. You need to find the right people, the right chemistry, and that need to take every hour as you wait for that. Just if it ever, like if you ever are lucky enough to find somebody that is like having chemistry upon the point that you actually can work very, very good with them to a business point of view, being like symbiotically, but also like collectively, then that is a rare thing. And yeah, I've been in both groups with like having a group exam with bitches from hell, and how fucking horrible that was, how hard that was, and having like the blessing of somebody that just is straight out, I fucking hate you today. Did you know that? And just be like, I'm trusting you to be inclined to hear my full vocal rainbow. And that is just, that is just, that is good, because then you can actually be like honest and frustrated. And when you're working in exam territory, you don't want to have like a bitchy attitude. You want to have, do you have the need of flavor words? Because I am special at it. If you have like a quota to reach and you just need words, let me just get your keyboard. I can just like la 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 la. It was my specialty. I could just word it out into flavor town, and it would never be like. It would always be inclined to be good, and not like repeating. Like I had a special way with just, you didn't have to have this like, I'm just gonna hide some words in just the word count. No, you just put me in front of the keyboard. I could do that. But yeah. And then you have people that is very good at other places, and we have to be a little bit inclined to actually be honest when we work together. And so collaborating. I have a lot of people branching out to me and asking me, I've seen you, just starting that. And that also isn't like just like, let's do it. We have to test, trial and error, chemistry, and same content, same like brand. What the fuck? Everything has to like be in. Like, the stars has to align. You have to be lucky. Today it's just gonna be something I have to have like out there. But in that regard, I don't know where to put it. Like a lot of other things, like I have a lot of ideas. I just don't know which platform, which things would soon. So, in the yeah, you need to do it, the work. Doing that. Can my head work? I'm looking for a fucking thing, a picture that I couldn't find. Meanwhile, I'm actually just trying to fix a lot, like things that just is fucked up with. I'm trying to fix the bots, I'm trying to fix this, that, where, and I'm having to plan my day. We're gonna finish something, KOing things. Planning is either plan to do it or plan to fail. And that is gonna do. We need some music. We need something to listen to. Flow state comes easily. It's just involuntary at that time. Yeah, and then my fucking headset. I have to fucking change my headset. Because this audaciously bad thing just doesn't work with one ear. And the other one is a Bluetooth one, so the good one needs to be charged. So equipment. Need to relocate. What kind of equipment do we need? So when I move stuff, making lists and investments and buying stuff is also a lot of work. Goes a lot of work into, first of all, teaching yourself that stuff, but also the workflow being qualitatively put to a workflow that bugs illegal, lag illegal. We have the need of qualitative. This doesn't get demoralized by just fucking glitching out. It hasn't done it now. So I'm just hoping. But yeah, it went mild. Knock knock. I'm trying to go and ask them, can you just move my computer? No. You get to do it. Before I start, let's just check if I can fix all these the bets, and all that is wrong with everything. That is just like clustering into like. Taking away the fun and games and just focusing on like bugs and painstorming. Painstorming is important, but not when it comes in between. It disrupts. Bots, bugs, and mischief. Yeah. Even TikTok is like beckoning me last night with just, and not last night, but the other day, when I had like so much problems with the stream. It's just like, how dare you? And it doesn't work at all. Like it just wants you to be rage baited into, I'm either old, don't understand shit, or I just need to give up on TikTok, because TikTok is just like design error in my point of view. But yeah, let's fix what we can do. First of all, let's fix those bots, because they are not even listening to what I want them to do. They just censor shit and go wild. I need to have a whip. Where there's a whip, there's a way. And same with the ads. I wanted to put that into my control. I couldn't use it for usefulness. But then you went also awry and just no. Rejected. Let's brainstorm it a bit. While we just maybe this, if it ends up in like a bug that just makes me inclined to give up this bug that I start with the computer. So either way, we fix, we eat breakfast, we finish up the last part, computer, or something in between, or something, wherever. I'm buying. And let's start with the ads. Asked you to be manually, first of all, and to disable pre-roll ads, like meanwhile ads, because that gives me function instead of disrupting. Did you hear about the last tape you bought? What the fuck? This is just distracting. So, I don't like it. Let's see if I can fix that. And it wants to listen to me this time. Maybe. What the fuck? There it goes again. And then, why? Advanced, yeah. Please, can I take charge? You're fully disabled. To the part I have to put them in. They're asking to have a certain degree of length of ads. You can't up them out. I don't think you can up them out completely. But you can make them functional. And function, that kind of comes before any, I don't want, distracting. Function over dysfunction. So when we actually stream game, we don't get met with like, look at this thing. It's totally distracting everything from, you can miss moments in stream. I think actually that is, I don't see the ads, so I haven't actually, I've heard about how they can be interrupted, but I haven't seen it myself. So yeah. Fix. Shit. Okay. You have to have it on a certain minute. I think that's okay. Will the fuck take charge when it says fully in my part? Just test. Again. And channel points. You gave me a good idea here. So I'm gonna put it into channel points when I'm over there. Just fixing things and trying to make it less inclined to be making a disruptive impromptu and ending fun and all quality and not be. You get KO'd. Stop. Where should I put that? Yeah. Your request can be a channel point because I need like creative input. What could I? All of these are like just standardized, and yeah, I don't want standardized. I want specific. What is more fun than just ad time? Can you do a makeup request? And then you can do whatever that request. Let's put some pizzazz on it. Make it. Can you do a makeup request? Can you do a what's it called? Fashion outfit request? Two. I really want to play Silent Hill F again, but I have to wait until I actually have like a Japanese school uniform and can play it as Hinako. We're gonna go for the hardest game mode, but it's not that hard actually, because we get more like notes and stuff and exploratory stuff. Add a blurb of what you want your viewer to request. I think that is enough. Hands to the left. I have just standardized these from forever, since I'm just now ready to put them into usefulness. That is what I've just planned. Your request can be your request is at your behest. Behest, and I'll do my best. So we have some rhymes in that barge. Screaming harp. I'm good with makeup though, but I'm not that good with hair. I can do simple things like this is one hairstyle I can do. I can put my hair up with a pencil. Probably one of those I actually have to do the way around. So I cannot make like fancy hair. I can make geeky hair, like at least I have a pencil around and dark brown. I'll do my best. The only reason I don't show what I'm working on here is because, yeah, I don't wanna accidentally show whatever is redacted or whatever. But yeah, I'll do my best to create Your wish is my command. Your wish. Your request is at your best. I'll do my best to fill the request to your wish. For what's the word? Idea. Just idea. Require viewer to enter text. Yeah, that's perfect. And I get to do some making some emotes and stuff, I guess. But at a later time. But then I can do it off screen because it's not so hard that it is actually quite easy. It's just boring. And when I'm streaming, let's try to make like the test area to work for us. Multitasking everything at all. I don't like to eat on camera. I just feel like it's but I'm like, oh my god, I need to have things in no, but it just feels like I'm disrespectful. I don't know why. Probably this. Skip food. How do we do you? Detail you do. I see this when rendering the word. Send a message. Well, I guess that's all. I'm going to be okay. And pink. I had pink nails once, and it was glitter, and I was sold first pink nails because I was late to my appointment, and my nail artist is patient to the point. She said, "Do you want some glitter?" Because we didn't have time to finish my style. So yeah, and I have my first pink nails. But yeah, makeup request. Bleep. Bleep. All the tweaking. Let's just put it into something that is existing and fix it with all the details when it's necessary. Make it exist and then fix. Can I show you some pattern? No. The screen at least. What is this? Is it even working? Well, we can make it work. We just need to add a source point. To look at that doesn't necessarily be inclined with all my details. Dishes, baby work. I need to learn how to, in the regard actually being inclined to stream anime. It kind of when it goes into black like screen mode. Is this? Yeah. No. this then. Ugh. Nope. Some things doesn't want to be used by game capture. Some things need actually to be forced. Like this thing happens. It's just black screen. Nothing more. Go for Crunchyroll. Feels like it's like territory of actually like copyright infringement. I haven't read up on it actually. Believe it. Maybe I should find out about that before we actually tune into something like whoopsie. There's a whoopsie doopsie. Yeah, that is just a request. I'm very much like, yeah, sure. There's no stress. Just I haven't got to it yet. And look at this fucking overlay. I had to change a lot of the overlays over and over again just to find out if it was in the overlay that I made a bug or something. To the point tweaking things in chatbot. Can you just move a bit? Suddenly black box out of nowhere. Where to? And that does not work. So yeah, in that regard, I just need to make it stick and not like default into like I have to do this painfully to the point it can't continue. And just like spawns new stuff some places like that. I tried to actually before it didn't happen there immediately on the libraries, but it just shits itself. Could you just work now? Work. Yeah. Should we play something? Maybe we should play something. What's the clock? Oh, what's the clock? I should just start. Get it over with. But yeah. Maybe we should take Lucas. That is not good to use. We were actually looking for some browser source. But it gets blacked out, so there's probably a reason for that. No, it doesn't. No, it's there. Is it just because I have like focus on that window? What the fuck? Well, this is not like this channel is not like dangerous to like have like any content that is patented. The point. I'm just gonna go get something and put my on charging, and I'll be back. And yeah. cool. Let's take another call. Woo. Planning. I'll be right back. I hope this is not like, even if it is, Sky music is always like kind of lo-fi in the background, but Sky has its own ambience, or even Oblivion has its own ambience when you're just like planning or doing whatever. It's kind of like study. I have trained my brain to think studying when that music plays. Now I understand why it becomes black. It's because I don't have the focused window on the stream. Meaning there is nothing problematic other than it should be focused on. Meaning that the request of anime became easier because the black screen is not a problem. It's just focus on the right window. You can't have multiple tabs open, or you can, but then it's like choosy. So now it's just left to see. Is this disclaimer territory? Huh? Make sure. Oh no. No. Let's learn before we do stupid stuff. But it's really a request. There's a yeah. Your wish is my. It is like a dream request. Can you just watch and yeah, sure. That is. Look. Yeah. Then I can geek out about certain animes that I don't hear people talk about. That I try to get people like, have you seen this? Not like Naruto is like, I don't know, fucking. You need to be like 100 years old when you're done watching through it all. It's just. Some things doesn't have that much fluff, and yeah, not all are inclined to like the same things. And when you get asked such a dream request, of course, I just have to make sure there isn't oopsie territory. But one that go underline? I think actually that would go under reaction, but that has other settings. Content classification, no. It should have some different settings to how you have to like brand it to make it like not problematic, but maybe I'll find it through Twitch itself because they have more branded. It wouldn't go under branded. It would go under Let me use no stream feature. Handle content. These include paid product. It's not paid product placement, but it is a brand, so. Well, I'll get to find out about that later. I need to do some reading before I can do that. The screen isn't black at least, so there's that. And I'm giving myself until 12, like 1/4, and then I have to do a call in 1/4, and I just got a text that I will call me up in 1/4, so perfect. And then I'll get moving. Get moving. Get moving. To the point. Just do it. It's a lot easier than just dread it. Did we play Sarma music and actually was that allowed? I wrote so many exams with this music. It's just writing time, and now it fucking's up there. But before I go do that, I'm just gonna check the chatbots if they are inclined to be problematic, and then I'm probably gonna go offline and hopefully I get to fix my setup till the plays before I just do it is the best approach, and then it's done. It's just there's a lot of like wires and technical stuff, and I just not good at doing that. And I know one of my lights actually need like a USB port that isn't like whatever, and I don't even know which output on my computer actually is inclined to be that, because they look the same to me. So I'm thinking I'm gonna use Fiverr to just look for an IT guy. Could you come and just do this for me? But yeah, let's look at the bets before they go more wild. If they could just be I'm not in the missing link part of being in between. There's a Machina and like fully like Blade Runner tech going well. That would be okay. I would be okay with like Blade Runner, like robots, or you don't even smile, do you? Because they kind of don't have that. They kind of are like human. Like ChatGPT, still my favorite companion to just nag about everything. I am curious about how to find out about settings and stuff, and it's so patient with me. So how can we hate what is never tired of hearing the same question being asked like multiple times? Well, ChatGPT is like a blessing because you can ask it whatever, like setting in game or whatever wizard speak they do. What does that mean? And it gives you an exact point of understanding that it remembers you, so it doesn't take you that much work, which is perfect. And Siri is, yeah, you have shortcuts, but she's like old now. It should work. They shouldn't go haywire anymore. So in that regard, just make them disappear from each other until next time. Hopefully next time. I'm done moving my computer, not in between that pit of despair. Somebody is so inclined to be so good with putting together components like that. I'm just one USB port away from it. This is a lot of work. It's easy. Everything else is easier, but you have to do it so technically and so systematically, and then you have to put it technically and systematically. It just feels like a lot of the worst stress about moving anything around. It's when you have to take down your setup, putting up again. But it will be put up in a way that actually lighting everything can be more optimized. So there's that. And that is a good point to just get at it and start. And maybe we can play some. Maybe we take Lucas. Maybe, like, I'm very much inclined to be done with like Village, Resident Evil Village, in due time for Requiem to come out. And I haven't played Village, and we are on Lucas in Resident Evil 7. I think it's not that far from like either it's halfway or it is over half. But yeah, he's an asshole. So, and we also have Baldur's Gate that is like right at the point where we can get Minathra in our party, which is like, yay! Finally, I never had her in my party before. Never. I don't know anything about that character. So that's gonna be exciting, and I'm just gonna go to town. Wish me luck, and yeah. It's better to just start and procrastinate and just dread the task, because that is just like delaying. I could be halfway through it. It's silly. The point is just starting. But it's also the threshold. When you're starting, when you're in it, it's not that hard to do it. It's just starting. Feels like. It's the most dreaded part, but it's the final part.